Hello, thanks for tuning in once again. I've been to another hi-fi demonstration at my local audio tea. We're running some summer demonstrations, all on different themes. And the most recent one I went to was a demonstration of Audio Technica profiles and the upgrades that they bring and the changes that they bring. And in particular, three different Stylus profiles in the Audio Technica range. So just to explain, the three cartridges that we used was the AT-VM95E, which is an elliptical cartridge, which retails anything, I've seen them retailing anything from £42 to around £49.99. Then the AT-VM95ML, which is a microline stylus, and that retails at around £148. And the last one was the AT-VM95SH, which has a Shibata stylus, which I've seen retailing at around about £159. Now, just to set the scene a little bit, the turntable that we used for this particular exercise was a Riga P3, the amplifier was the Riga Illicit Mark V, and the speakers were the Acoustic Energy AE1 40th Anniversary Stand Mount speakers. There was a subwoofer in the room, but that wasn't switched on. Okay, so it was simply the turntable, amplifier, and the speakers. There were some changes made as well with the system, and I'll explain them in a little bit more detail as the video goes on. So the first thing we tried, and I'll just show you, I took different records down this time to the session that I attended last time. This time I took this album. It's by Humble Pie. Steve Marriott, of course, the singer, and the first track off the album was Take Me Back. Quite like this album. I've had this for years, so I've been playing that recently, so I thought I'd take that down. I took also just something different, which was let's have a look here. There we are. It's this one. This is a compilation album called Delta Swamp Rock, and there's a track on here by Dwayne and Greg Allman called God Rest His Soul, and I played that track as well. And the final one that we used was this Talking Heads album, a little bit different to the other two that I took, and this is off the album. The name of the band is Talking Heads, and the track is the first track off the album called New Feeling. So the first cartridge we used then was the AT-VM95E, which has an elliptical stylus, and we used also the internal phono stage that came with the Riga Illicit Mark V. So I'm quite familiar with the three stylus profiles in my system, because over the years I've used elliptical Audio Technicas, the Microline and the Shibata, all from Audio Technica. But I was very impressed actually with what I was hearing with this particular cartridge and with this in this system. It's certainly very punchy. I found it quite dynamic and we're talking about a cartridge here which is under £50, and it was really nicely balanced across the entire frequency range. So it was neither was it bright and neither was it bassy. It was just quite an even-handed type of sound. And I was also impressed with the internal phono stage as well of the Riga Illicit Mark V. But the first change we made though was we introduced then the Riga Phono MM. So basically we used then tried it with the same 3 records with the same stylus with an external phono stage then. And the Riga Phono MM Mark V retails at around £230. So playing the same 3 records again, I thought it was an improvement. Anyway, I certainly heard with my ears an improvement in the bass. Definitely sounded a little bit more heft, and as well a little bit more detail. So overall, I thought the Audio Technica 95E fared quite well in that system, and I was impressed with what I heard. The first cartridge I ever had was an Audio Technica elliptical, and I think, well, this is the cartridge. This is what when I bought my Linsonic LP12 sort of 39 years ago, it came with this cartridge, which is an Audio Technica. I can't really read it, but I think it's a 110E elliptical, and I had that in my system, and changed the stylus as well after I played so many records over a number of years. So that was the elliptical. I thought, you know, for at that sort of price point, it's a really good sort of entry into moving magnet cartridges if you've got a budget turntable. So the next change we made then was the Riga. We kept the Riga Phono MM Mark V in, that stayed in the system then, okay. But we simply changed the stylus for an Audio Technica VM95 ML microline. So the thing about this test, and what was quite seamless really in doing it, was to remove the stylus, to change the different styluses was quite easy. Left the cartridge in place on the tone arm. The stylus just simply pulls out and you put another one in, and is done very, very swiftly. So there was no sort of like waiting around really, big gaps between the demonstration. So it was very, very well structured, and it kept the momentum of the demonstration going, so that I could get as much out of it as possible. But so the Audio Technica VM95 microline, it is priced at around about £148. So we're looking at a jump now of £100. Now, playing the same 3 records yet again, I noticed there was a big uplift really in the overall performance. For instance, I'll just give an example. Greg Allman's vocal here on this record just seemed to be so much more clearer, more like realistic in the room. I felt also that the instruments, there was much more sustain and like a longer decay on the instruments as well. Just seemed to be a little bit more natural and more realistic. Certainly I felt that the images seemed a lot clearer as in terms of placement as to where performers were, which again is really, really impressive. And I certainly felt a little bit more layering, a little bit more depth in sort of the musical image. So I was really impressed with the microline. Of course, it's an extra £100 on top of the elliptical, but it certainly was, I thought, definitely an increase in the level of performance. So the next thing we did then is we replaced the microline with the ATVM 95SH, which has the Shibata stylus profile. So, and what did that bring? It certainly did bring a change in the presentation, I felt. And some people may prefer this. It was a little bit, I felt, a little bit warmer, Whereas the Microline, I thought was, best way I can explain it, was quite neutral. So it was neither was it bright, neither was it warm sounding. It was just bang on down the middle, and very, very sort of detailed. I thought the Shibata was slightly to the warmer side of neutral. I certainly felt that a noticeable, really, that a fullness, a little bit more fullness in the body of the sound. However, it was a little bit rolled off, I felt, in the upper frequencies, so it wasn't as extended as the Microline. The Microline had a really, really nice extension to the treble frequencies without sounding bright, and just kept everything nicely in control without it going into any kind of harshness at all. So I guess it depends on what type of sound you prefer, or what type of system that you've got. So if you've got like a warm sounding amplifier, then maybe a Microline stylus would be a good thing to use with a warm sounding amplifier, and vice versa then with for the Shibata stylus. But it does show that, you know, these stylus profiles from the same manufacturer do produce different sounds. Some may prefer one and some may prefer another. But what was also interesting, we kept this kind of demo going for a bit longer as well, because the next part of the demonstration was to introduce the Riga Planar 3 RS. Now, the RS comes with the ND5 Riga cartridge, which is an elliptical cartridge. It also comes with the Riga Neo Mark II, and it's a stiffened plinth as well, and also the reference EB-LT belt. So it's a higher spec Riga Planar 3 then. So, and then we played the same sort of records side by side. So we had we went back to the Microline because that is, to my ears, what I preferred to hear. I liked the Microline with the Riga Planar 3. So we put the Microline back on the Planar 3, and we played the same records on the Planar 3 and also the same on the Riga Planar 3 RS with all the upgrades as well. And you know, it was just a very, very interesting comparison. I felt I really liked the Planar 3, the standard Planar 3 with the Microline stylus in. I certainly felt that it provided with with terrific value, really, because the Microline as well, it's got superb tracking ability. It's what I use on. I use an Audio Technica Microline on my system. Mine's when I use an AT 540 ml, and I've got the Rigby sort of mounting as well fitted to it, and the tracking ability is quite superb. But it also got that real sort of detail. It does go into quite granular detail as well, and so it's without being bright. So everything is very interesting, and I hear things which I don't normally hear with other stylus profiles. The Riga Planar 3 RS sounded very, very good, mind you, and that whole system then, the Riga Planar 3 RS comes in at £1,099. That is with the Neo and the ND5 cartridge as well, pre-installed on the system. But it is an elliptical cartridge, and I guess, you know, it's worthwhile, I guess, comparing and going through these comparisons. But I certainly think the plain Riga Planar 3 with the with the microline stylus certainly provides like an affordable alternative to the Rega Planar 3 RS. And then obviously you'd have to factor in as well, you'd have to, at some point, you don't have to, but the Rega Planar 3 RS does come with the Neo Mark II power supply. But all in all, it was a really a good and very full morning, and a very well run demonstration. Everything was very well structured, I thought, and I felt I had quite a lot out of the experience as well. Yeah, so I just thought I'd get that video done, and in the meantime, again, thanks for watching. I'll show some pictures and some videos at the end of this video anyway, of the 3 cartridges. And but that's all for now. I'm in a different room today as well to my normal room. This just as a matter of interest, this is my sort of record and CD library room, which I'm trying to put together. So I'm getting all my records and all my CDs in one space. I'll probably do a little bit of a tour of it at some point when I get to finish it, and eventually get all my records put in some kind of correct order, as well as my CDs. But I guess that's to come. In the meantime, thanks again for taking the time to tune in, and no doubt I'll do another video soon. Bye bye for now.